This evening, the family of a murdered businessman demands answers. City Hall in disagreement over proposed garbage fee. PPP parliamentarian banned from today's sitting of the National Assembly. In the region, Trinidad records 3 homicides in 15 hours in the same spot. And internationally, the European Union calls on Myanmar to release 2 Reuters reporters.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Welcome back. Two men on their way to work were robbed of their tools this morning. At around 5:30 a.m., grass cutters Budram Hemraj and Ramdin of LaGrange, West Bank Demerara, stopped on Church Street to begin working. Two armed men stopped alongside them, and the rider took out a handgun from his waist. He then ordered the Pilon rider to take away Hemraj and Ramdin's two weeding machines. The perpetrators took the machines and made good their escape east on Church Street. Investigations are ongoing. The cash-strapped Georgetown City Council has proposed to implement a $200 fee for the collection of garbage for Georgetown residents. However, in this report, Esther Sobers tells us that not everyone on the council agrees to this.
At a recent press conference, Town Clerk Royston King, he had announced that a recommendation by the Finance Committee gave approval to implement a $200 garbage collection fee.
All homeowners take the opportunity to pay, and when I use the word opportunity, it's really to give them an opportunity to pay. But again, once it is cleared by council.
However, Georgetown Mayor Patricia Chase Green states that no approval was given to the town clerk to impose a $200 garbage collection fee, and the full council was yet to approve such proposal. They have since ordered King to hold at least one public consultation and present a firm proposal to the council for approval. But, according to King, he had made the decision because the collection fee was discussed within the city's finance committee. It was also raised at the statutory meeting, but no conclusive action was taken on it. He claimed that the matter was put in the public domain for feedback, which has since been positive. The intent of the fee implementation is to broaden the council's revenue base so it can meet its expenses. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther So.
Thanks, Esther. The Central Housing and Planning Authority is again appealing to owners of unoccupied house lots and housing schemes under its management to commence building. For those unable to do so, build as the soonest, as they are urged to clear their lots and surrounding drains of overgrowth. The agency has received numerous complaints from residents living in those communities about security threats and health hazards they face on a daily basis, including a report of a Region 10 man being bitten by a snake that emerged from an unoccupied house lot. Transparency Institute of Guyana Incorporated is planning to file suit against the government. Wendell Jeffrey tells us that the financial watchdog deems the government's handling of the Exxon bonus illegal.
Evidence of non-disclosure does not mean that there's evidence of any intention of deception.
That was President David Granger addressing the non-disclosure of the $18 million signing bonus received from the oil giant ExxonMobil. It was now being reported that Dr. Troy Thomas of Transparency International Guyana, TIGI, has secured the services of attorney Christopher Ram to ask the High Court to thwart the financial plans of the government. Mr. Thomas is seeking to have the Minister of Finance, Winston Jordan, immediately deposit the whole $18 million into the nation's consolidated fund. Kaicho News reports that the financial watchdog organization claims that the government's failure to initially make that deposit is unlawful.
There's no intention to deceive, but there was no need to make it public. It's a governmental decision. I make governmental decisions all the time, but it's not deceptive. The transaction was conducted in that manner because there were some national security implications.
TIGI is also requesting the court to have the finance minister amend the estimates to reflect the new balance. $18 million plus the cumulative interest dated from July 2016, when the monies were first deposited, amounted to about 4 billion Guyana dollars.
It is a legitimate exercise, as I said. It is to be used for certain matters which we perceive to be of national security interest.
Channel 2 Headline News tried to contact the Minister and the Ministry of Finance Public Relations Department, but we were unsuccessful. For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Join us after the break, where we look at Guyana, the region, and beyond.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's for dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
For the best Creole food in town, come to Ridley's Restaurant. Taste our hot meals, fresh bread, and sweet pastries. Our spacious dining hall is free for all occasions. For reservations and more, call 226-2518 or 225-7245. We're open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Wrigley's Restaurant, located at 38 Robb Street, Laceytown, between King and Wellington Streets. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Ridley's Restaurant. Tasty and healthy eating. Welcome back. And news from the region now. In Trinidad and Tobago, this week, police report 3 murders within 15 hours at the same spot. CNews has more.
3 murders within 15 hours in the same spot. The latest of Form 2 student and the driver of the vehicle in which the boy was traveling. The killings took place on the True Macaque Road in Lavental, with the first occurring at midnight. Ian Wason tells us more.
The first day of school turned out to be the last for a Form 2 student of the Mova Lavental Secondary School, as the car he was traveling in came under fire from gunmen. The driver, who is yet to be identified, was taking some passengers to their destination just around 3 p.m. at the close of the school day and was also shot. The car caught fire. Some say it was because of the hail of bullets, while some say it was due to the car colliding into the wall after the driver was shot. 2 other students who were also traveling in the vehicle were also shot and wounded and were taken to the Port of Spain General Hospital. This incident comes just 15 hours after Andrew Pereira was also shot and killed just meters away. Reports say Mr. Pereira was in front of a shop when a car pulled up. The occupants opened fire, shooting him several times. He was declared dead on arrival at hospital. It is believed the shootings might have been linked. Ian Wason, CNews.
And internationally, the European Union is calling on Myanmar to release 2 Reuters journalists. The 2 had been covering the alleged military atrocities against the minority Muslim Rohingya community. Al Jazeera's Charles Stratford reports.
The 2 journalists were arrested on December the 12th. They'd been covering the crisis in Rakhine State, where hundreds of thousands of Rohingya Muslims have fled a crackdown by the Myanmar military. 31-year-old Wa Lone and Chor So U, 27, are accused of being given classified documents by 2 policemen. Prosecutors have charged them under the country's Official Secrets Act, which carries a maximum sentence of 14 years in jail.
This is unacceptable. I want to tell you that they are charging us like this to stop us finding the truth. Their actions are wrong and unfair.
Myanmar is facing heavy international criticism over its treatment of the Rohingya. The latest crackdown was sparked after a Rohingya rebel group attacked police posts, killing a number of policemen in August. Rights groups say the Myanmar army killed nearly 7,000 men, women and children in the following few weeks. And more than 650,000 Rohingya have fled into neighbouring Bangladesh, with the UN accusing Myanmar of ethnic cleansing. The government has denied any wrongdoing but refused any independent investigation and banned journalists from going to Rakhine State.
We are protesting today about the 2 journalists because we have permission to do this. We are here because, as you heard, Wai Lone shouted from the police car asking us to support him.
The case has cast a spotlight on Myanmar's difficult transition to democracy after nearly 5 decades of military rule. Analysts say it illustrates deteriorating press freedom. And a number of cases against journalists have focused attention on the civilian government of Nobel Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi. Her administration shares power with an army that still controls all security policy and other key levers of government, but she has not personally denounced the action of the army in Rakhine. Japan's foreign minister is expected to raise the case when he visits Myanmar on January the 11th.
The Japanese government has conveyed its concern about this matter to the government of Myanmar. Freedom of speech, basic human rights and the rule of law are immutable common values shared by the international community, and it is important for all nations to safeguard these values.
The 2 reporters had been working for the Reuters news agency. They will turn to the court on January the 23rd for legal arguments, when lawyers will decide whether to accept the case under a legal system described as having changed little since colonial times. Reuters insists its reporters are innocent. Their families have suggested they were set up. Amnesty International, the US and the European Union have all called for their release. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera.
And now for your 7-day weather forecast. Here's this week's bridge retraction schedule and today's foreign currency exchange rates. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing off from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and you have a blessed evening.